morning. Oh, the 4th of July is over, but I'm still dressed in my good old red and white. So David did my logo for me, and I thought you'd all really love to see it. Is it good? Yes. It's quilting a day. Oh, my goodness. So you're going to ask me, how many birthday cards did I get? Over 1,000. Thank you so much. That was so fun to be reading all of them. I really appreciate it. And I know you want to know what I did on July 4th. I sort of got on a wagon, but I didn't break my leg this year. Aren't you excited? I was in the Julian Parade, and this is the vehicle that we rode in right here. This is actually Teresa. This is Orion's wife, and these are 2 of my little grandchildren. This is Zoe and Kylie, and we're ready to ride in the stage. It was really fun. There were 13 of us that piled in. Here's my friend Brian right up here. How's the picture? Does it look like fun? Yeah. Okay, and then Orion was the last one to hop onto the stage, all ready for the ride, and so he had to ride on the running board. Was that fun, Orion? It was. It was. And it was for my family, so here's Bruiser. You only get to see his head. But he was on the ride. This is my sister Patty, and that's me. But I know you're going to see me better. It was really fun. We rode through the town, thousands of people. Here I am right here peeking out from the side, waving our flags, and Zoe is right here. And I said, okay, girls, remember, when we see the people, we have to wave, because I was doing really good. Zoe was kind of shy, so she sat on the seat, and she went like this the whole time. I'm going to have to teach her how to wave, huh? But anyhow, it was really fun. We put the garland on all along. And here's the stage from the front, the U.S. Mail. It's one of the vehicles in Julian that's been refurbished. This is me. This is actually the man, Frank, that did a lot of the mechanical work. And I told him whenever people ask me who's sitting beside me, he is about 80. And I said, I'm going to tell everybody it was my boyfriend. But he laughed and he enjoyed that. So anyhow, it was just a great holiday. And I hope you had a lot of fun too. Now we have to switch, because we have this unbelievable Ruby McKim quilt. You are not going to believe this. You ready? Yes. Okay. Ta-da! Oh, wow. It's so cute. I looked for the original newspaper patterns, and I couldn't find it. It's the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. And of course, you see right here in the middle, this is the big bad wolf. And each one, there's the door. It says, open me, open the door, and let me in. Not by the hair on my chin. It's only once, huh? Yeah, chin. Then huff and puff. And I'll blow your house in. Is that cool? That is so fun. I know she did this in the 30s. These were actually newspaper patterns. And I went and I ran this morning. I said, I know where this is. I know right where it is. I found my notebook, and I started reading. I write on the front what's in my notebook, and it said, Little Pigs moved. Why didn't I write where I moved it? But anyhow, the work is absolutely fantastic. It is hand quilted. It was not made in the 30s with the peach and its little polyester. I know it was a lot more recent, but it was sold at a yard sale, and David found it. Isn't that great? It is so fun. Isn't that fun? And all of the embroidery work. Ryan, did you go real close on it? Could they see all the stitching? Mm-hmm. Remember, I had that one from a lady in Alaska. This is only the second Little Pigs quilt that I have seen. So we're amidst a rare treasure. Cool. So from Ruby McKim, we have another pattern of Ruby McKim's, and it's called Windmill. Ta-da! Darling. Isn't that cute? The windmill quilt. My sister Patty did this one. And can you see over here? She's gone crazy with charm squares. We have so many charm squares. This was made with a 5-inch charm square, all the little windmill blocks. And she did all nice, bright little colors. Notice that she did, the dark is the windmill. See the very dark in the center? That's the windmill, that's the dark, and beside it is a light. And that's just, this is quarter blocks, 1/4 of the block, right? 1/4 of the patch. And then an even larger windmill that's spinning all around is here. It's 1/2 of the block, and it's medium. So you've got 3 values. That's easy enough, right? So you've got dark, light, and medium. And we just couldn't stop. It was so much fun with the windmill that we put, I didn't even notice you walked in.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Patty walked in. I didn't think you were coming. And the second block, would you come up and at least stand beside it? The second block we put together is a little hourglass, the Hourglass Block. And you can see you almost have a secondary pattern that looks like a star. I always see a star here in this one, like an Ohio star that frames. Yeah, now you see it? Squint. If you squint, you'll see it. And Patty said to me, "Elle, you think it'd be okay if I put buttons in the middle?" Well, when I see a button in the center of a match like this, I go, uh-oh, wonder what's underneath. But not Patty. She would do it perfect. She's got all the little perfect points inside. And then for an extra charming touch, this is called Charming, this little rickrack. And the outside binding is a stripe cut on the bias. Is that cute enough? It's very, very cute. And that's the one that's on the cover. You want to add anything about it? I don't think Patty has a mic on. But you look real pretty today. Thank you. You look all bright and pretty. Okay, so that's the first one right there. Okay, and those were 6-inch blocks. This one, if you just want to open your pattern so you can keep track, this is on page 5. This is one that I did. I had a good time with it. It's planned. It's also 6-inch blocks, no buttons. You can look as close as you want. And I thought it was just really fun to frame it with the bright turquoise and then a little bit more paisley. It's really fun, and you've got to look at the way that the quilting is done. Mary Jo did this one, but beautiful, like a flower in the center of each one of them. It's 6-inch blocks, so it's 5 by 7. 5 by 7 is 35. 35 is the magic number. We're going to show you all 35 block quilts. How's that? 6-inch. And Teresa also did this one. This one looks like a little fall, walk in the fall weather, beautiful. And you'll see this one on page 3. Okay, page 3. And right beside, to the left of page 3 on page 2, you'll see the first block, which is the windmill. And again, what's this red? It's which value? Dark. The dark. And beside it is a Orion had charm packs that were all light, but I think you went and sold them all. Did you do that, Orion?
Yes.
Oh, we wanted to save them for this project, for the light. And then this brown is really medium. When you look at it, can you see the 3 values?
Mm-hmm.
And then beside it, so if this is 6-inch, what side would the hourglass be?
6-inch.
So they fit together, yeah, and this is medium as well. If you select something medium, then it won't just kill the windmill block, right? Mm-hmm. It looks really good. And so if you look right on page 2, you can see Do you see the red and the white are the quarter squares? And then the brown is the half square. That's all it is. That's easy enough, huh? Very, very easy. Okay, so I wanted to do something for everybody. And maybe I did a little too much. But guess what? They're not 6-inch blocks now. Now they're 8-inch blocks. 8-inch, and just so you go, oh my gosh, how am I going to remember all of this? Turn in your pattern to pages 6 and 7. Eric, would you like to have a pattern down there? You're okay, but Orion's looking at it too. Okay, there's first the 6-inch yardage for the 6-inch. Now you have yardage for 8-inch blocks. So you have your choice. Oh no. Sue did this one, and she selected the stripe deliberately as to give you some motion. She said kind of like the blowing around of it. This is her little pinwheel, the darkest color, light beside it, and then a little medium print. Very, very cute. In the hourglass, she did stripes, and you have to notice how she carefully made all the stripes going in the block. And then when she changed here, she still went across, and she had to keep on changing the direction she cut with so she could get that wind. Pretty good, huh? 8-inch blocks, 5 by 7, how many? 35. Did you notice the quilt's growing? Uh-huh. The quilt is growing. Okay, 8-inch, and look along your yardage chart now. The next size, I just had to do it, was a 9-inch. I did this for my 4th of July table. You notice it never got there. But anyhow, I know I'll get it. We're going to look really good beside each other, huh? So if you just want to make the windmill block, then you just make your blocks. These are all 9-inch. Same thing, I did little lattice and cornerstones around it. You could use this as a table runner or a bed runner. Think how cute this would look at the foot of your bed. Just keep your toes warm. That's what I need, something to keep my toes warm. They're always cold. So this one is 9-inch, and then we're going to see the difference. I took a layer cake, and what size are layer cake? 12. The blocks are, they were 10-inch squares, and the blocks that I made came out to be what size? 12 inches. Oh no, another choice. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? But anyhow, it was really fun to work with a layer cake. I love the values, just the quarter square in the red, and then the half square in the blue. I love these large scale prints. Ha, Orion, you didn't sell all of these. I love them. They're by Riley Blake. I think they're so much fun. Okay, 12-inch blocks. So I had a lady in a class that said she only made 12-inch blocks. And since I wanted to please everybody, we made a quilt with 12-inch blocks. Are you ready for this? It's like I have to step back. Do you believe this? It's humongous. Well, just so you can remember this, go to page 8 and 9. So, what do you think? Isn't it pretty? Mary Jo quilted it, and she asked me just on Sunday, so how did they like that really big quilt? It's 102 by 102. It's a square quilt. It will fit a king-size bed. And actually, it's pretty much, Teresa asked to peek around, and Patty, this is the team here. This is the A team here. If you want to make a quilt in a day, just ask the A team. So I was cutting. Teresa was sewing her heart out, and she had pedal to the metal, and Patty was pressing, steam pressing. So it went really good. It was lots of fun, but it's such a simple block to make that we thought you could do it, right? And you have to show them the back because it's just so pretty on the back. Isn't that beautiful on the back? Nice quilting. That was Mary Jo. We have our 3 favorite quilters represented. Mary Jo, Amy, and Judy Jackson all did something for us. And we were all going crazy. So this is the thing. Yes, we have all of these quilts. And so I did something different in this pattern. Did you notice on the front? Very front, it says rotary cutting or AccuQuilt cutting. AccuQuilt cutting. So you know that we can do both, right? I've been doing 3 different patterns a month, and it's just getting too much for me. And so I decided to combine one pattern. You can do either rotary cut or you could do AccuQuilt cut because it's happening to us every day. Our customers are calling and saying, I want to do the Mexican star, but you only rotary cut it. Will you change the directions to AccuQuilt cutting? Okay, we'll do it. So it's happening to us every day that people are wanting to do either one or the other, and it always seems that we don't have the type that they want, either rotary cut or AccuQuilt. So I put them in one pattern. How's that? Is that good? So I'm working out the bugs, and so if you have any comments, Donna told me her comments this morning because she was in the AccuQuilt class, but now you're in the rotary cutting class, right? Right? Yes, and so we're just going to go over it that way. So if it says AccuQuilt, that means you could just go ahead and skip those pages. How's that? Okay, so this is the block. This is what Teresa did not say. Teresa prepared this for me, and she said, when we get enough blocks made, I'm going to have a quilt. Right, Teresa? Did you say that? That's right. Okay, this is the first block. This is what we're going to do. So the dark pinwheel in the center, and I told you that these patches are called what? Quarter square. Quarter squares. Because if you had 4 of them, it would make a whole square, right? Quarter squares. So it's dark and light. It's a quarter square. And we have the red, and this is the medium, and this is what size of the square? Half square. You got it? Because that's all that it is. It's that easy, huh? It's that easy. Okay, so I want you to look. I'm making, this is a 9-inch block right here, a 9-inch block. It's a good size, huh? Okay, so I'm just going to go to the yardage page. I'm going to look on page 7. It says 9-inch finished blocks. And if you read clear over in the column, it says that I need to have 3 6.5-inch squares or strips cut into how many 6.5-inch squares? 17. And these two, the next one is the light. And so it's, let's see, they're the light and the dark right here. You need the same number. So we need two sets of 6.5-inch squares. 6.5-inch squares, 17 of them, okay? Let me see. Here we go. 6.5-inch squares. This is dark and light, okay? So I'm just going to put them like this. Take a ruler, and I'm just going to cut these into 4 triangles. Woo! It couldn't be easier, right? One cut. Don't pick up and move it until you've done the second diagonal cut. Take and turn it and cut it, and now I have 4 triangles, okay? So now keep on going. Then I have the half square triangles out of the red, the medium. The half square is also 6.5-inch squares, but I need 2 per block. 2 per block, because how many am I going to get? 4, right? I need 4. Ooh, don't do this to me. I'm looking at you and some of you are confused. Okay, so that's our pieces. 1 of each of these, and then 2 of these. So we're going to have 4 and 4, right? Okay, I'm going to have you turn in your pattern. Do, 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 do. Skip the AccuQuilt because you're rotary cutting and your page is on page 12. Go to page 12. And is this what I just did? Page 12, is that what I did? That's what I just did. Oh, it feels so good to sit down. Get my stiletto. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and look on page 13 where it says take your quarter square triangles and stack them up like this. And just make one stack. They're in pairs. They're smart stacked. Okay, like that. And I need to have a little jumper scrap so they don't go down in my bobbin case. That's my jumper scrap. So I'm just going to turn this right in front of me, and I can't tell you how many times I've done this wrong. Okay, it says look at the picture. Okay, so now let me see. I have to figure out this is being set up a little bit different. Okay, let me see. Needle down. Okay. All right, so 1/4 inch seam. And just do 1, and I like my stiletto handy, and you just zip right down and do 4. And I've decided that we can just call this star the 10-minute star, the 10-minute windmill. So you're just going to assembly line. So, and Teresa is our iron hot. All right. And now, take a guess. How are we setting the seam? To the dark? To the dark side. This was another thing, that goes back to Darth Vader. Oh my gosh, how old is Darth Vader? Okay, so now take these and press the seam with the dark on the top. I'm having trouble with my jumper scraps. Okay, so Teresa does exactly what I do. Line up all 4 of them, set the seam, press toward the dark. And I love that iron. It's our reliable iron. Teresa let me have hers to take to Julie, and oh my gosh. I do not know why she let me have it.
To use it.
I love it.
And you know where they can buy one?
Yeah, really. Okay. All right. So that's how it looks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how it looks. That was easy. Okay, now, you're not going to believe this. Just go, whoop. Ta-da! That's good, huh? And now how many's in each stack?
4.
How many do you need in a block?
4.
See? Somebody told me they got confused the last time I taught it, and I said, oh, we can't have that, the teacher in me. Okay, so then all you're going to do is turn them exactly like this. You don't have your seam to fight because it's going down. All you're going to do is just pick this piece up and just flip it right sides together and just assembly line so. Okay, so get that little point in there, get it lined up, and they don't have to match exactly because you're going to do a little bit of trimming. Okay, so Teresa, I'm going to let you set the seam on this one. Why? So the other 4, and you can square it up. All right?
All right.
All right? Okay. Okay, set the seam. Ta-da! Open it.
Okay.
And then you come over. Are you mic'd?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
But you can say something, huh?
Okay.
So on the
So give me my jumper
Oh.
scrap. Okay, so now what you're going to do is turn the page. Beep. Turn the page. And there it gives you all those choices, but we're only picking one choice.
we're doing the
And-
9-inch.
Okay, can you see? You're doing the 9-inch, so we have to put what number line
5.
on the seam?
5.
Okay, don't tell them the answer. They have to tell them that they have to do it. Okay, so now you put, see there's a diagonal line down the center, and there's another cross line. Do you see that? And that's 5. Now you can look on both, turn your ruler. 1/2 it says 5.5. You don't want that one, so you have to turn it to the other side. So, oh, Patty, you get to come and press now. we have to keep this system going. Okay, so. All right, so let me see. Is it perfect?
Yes.
Do you have another ruler that you can measure and show it?
You mean that it's a 5-inch?
That it's really 5 inches. It's 5 inches.
Yeah.
All right.
And 5.
5 and 5. Okay. We got 2 going through. See how you can get it done in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You get all of your friends to help you. That's how you do it.
Oh, you have to give her jumper scrap back to her.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I did it the whole way. So anyhow, I'm trying to cut off my jumper scrap and get it in there so I don't, so I can get it right after me. I'm ready. Okay, so now she's turning. Is that the second one?
This is the second one, yes.
Ah. Ta-da. Is that good? So you tell them how you like to lay these things out, so you get that.
I'm not Mike, but I like the pinwheel. I'll see. I'm not Mike for you.
Nobody's mic'd up here but me. I'm not, yeah, that's really good. And so on the bottom are these little dots that help grip the fabric. I really like them. We've done many things, but these little dots seem to really grip and hold it in place, and they don't peel off.
See, now
They're
you-
on really, really
now-
strong.
Now you see all your points. 5 there. You're gonna get all your points. But I'm not Mike.
Good. And the squaring up that you see. Oh, one more. Whoop. Oh, I should have given you all a pair of scissors too, huh? Fine. You want a pair of scissors.
No, Patty used your.
I don't know about you, but what do you think about Teresa's arrangement? Eric, show them. You like it?
What did I do different?
I don't know.
It's a different pinwheel.
It's a different. I know whenever.
No, you're cutting them right.
You mean I need to see this picture?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not working in front of the camera. There. Is that better?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Whoa. So she's doing both sides, trimming 2 sides. And you know, whenever you get you can use any of the do any of the sizes, 4 sizes, 6, 8, 9, or 12, all with the 6.5-inch triangle square up ruler. All right?
All right.
Okay, thank you. It's a good thing. Don't go away. Don't go too far. Okay, so now we've got the pieces all laid out. So when you flip these right sides together, what's really cool is that this seam locks. This seam locks when you flip it. So you just pick it up. You're going to sew. I'm going to go right down this side. Do, 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 do. And you have to say that noise when you do it, or it won't work out right. Okay, let's see. So, whoop, oh, did you take my cutting gizmo? Okay. So I always pick it up after I get it anchored. Look and make sure that they're going to line up, and then I roll them. I just roll them in. And if that is flat, if it's flat, then more than likely it's all lined up. Okay, so I have to twist it around. Okay, now at this point you just open it up, look at it, see that it's lined up, roll it in, push it down, and butt it right behind. So, and then my stiletto I just use on the opposite end. So what do you think? It's an easy block? It's a very, very easy block, and it's very fun. And then whenever you put the hourglass in with it, then it's even better. See what I did? Okay, so now it's set up so that when you open it up, ooh, awesome. Got a 1/4-inch seam right there. Flip it right sides together. And this time, we're going to push this seam up and the underneath seam down, okay? Push it up and push it down, and works really good for swirling. Okay, get it lined up here. So Patty and I made your new quilt on Friday and Saturday. What do you think about that? We're really trying to get ahead. Because next on Monday, I have 2 things to do. I'm flying into Indianapolis and driving to the Quilters Hall of Fame. You know, I was inducted into the Quilters Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. This is going back, and we're flying from Quilters Hall of Fame in Marion, Indiana to Denver, Colorado. I'm substituting for Alex Anderson at the Denver State Quilt Guild. How about that? Wow. So I have a real busy week. Okay, so right here, these little stitches are the ones that we're going to take out. Clip that, and just take your seam ripper or your stiletto and just pop out those little seams. So we have a guest in the back row. We have Kathy and her husband, right? Kathy said, come on, go with me because it'll be fun. Are you having a good time? Is he laughing? Oh, good. Poke him if he doesn't laugh.
Eleanor, I have 2 guests also.
I noticed that.
My granddaughter Nicole
Yay.
and my daughter Sherry.
And are you in for the 4th of July?
She's here for her 2-week summer vacation.
Oh, and her mother came along. Is that allowed?
This is not her mother. This is her aunt.
Her aunt. That's better. Aunts are fun, huh?
Nicole is from North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And then Sherry has lived in Del Mar for 18 years and now is moving to Mountain View to be with her Army husband.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome. That's cool. Okay, so we're going to swirl this. This is that really cool thing where you just go clockwise. Woo, turn around. Go clockwise, pop up the center, little pinwheel, mush it good. And we added the little arrows in the pattern. Do you see how it shows them going clockwise? Very important because of the next step. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! So I like to press it on the back and then press it. And then we like steam. We like to give it steam. And I'm going to need a bigger ruler for the next one.
Right here.
Oh, thank you. Like magic. Okay, the first block. So this is the second block, the hourglass. And is that pretty? Look how cool this looks together. Very nice. Okay, in the hourglass, there aren't dies big enough to do the hourglass with the AccuQuilt cutter. But it tells you what sizes of squares to use. This is the 9-inch block. So look at the little chart on page 16. Did you turn the page? Beep. There it says hourglass. The 9-inch block is, don't tell them, Teresa, 10 and a half, and it's 10 and a half of each. So it's really a medium and a light, and it says Smart Stack, right sides together. Okay? So that's all that is. And what do I do with it? Stack them up, right sides together, dark on the top, and all I have to do is cut one diagonal line, turn it around. Are you guys with me? Uh-huh. Okay, Barbara said she was with me. Are all the other ones with me? You're still there. Yay! Okay, so now what's fun about this one is that this is going to make one block, but all I have to do is flip over. So I have dark and then light. And over here with this block, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have a second block, exactly the same. So 2 squares give you 2 blocks. Good? All right. And so now I'm just going to zip up right there. And Teresa, what ruler do I have to square this patch up with?
9 and a half triangle square up, or your 9 and a half square up ruler.
Okay, so will you bring those and just show those? Those work really good. Nine-inch square up or the triangle square up? Okay, now this is the most important thing on this one. I think it's written in bold. Let me see. Ooh. So I'm going to open it up like this and like this. And they're opposites, right? The little hourglass. I'm going to flip them right sides together. And in bold, number 5, what does it say? Oh, push top seam down and underneath seam up. Whoa. And so do you know why?
So that you can match them up when you
So you can,
put them together.
so they'll lock together and not just block to block, but when you lay out the whole top, that's what's going to happen. It's going to all lock together, and you'll have an easy time sewing your top. Okay, top seam down, underneath seam up. And so this is actually, it's called swirling it counterclockwise. Ta-da! Okay, so Teresa, do you have some different blocks to show? What do you have? Show us your stuff. Okay, you want to start laying those 2 blocks out on the wall. Uh-huh. Or should I let them watch this? First, they have to watch this. I get in a hurry. I like to keep it moving, especially when Orion tells me, okay, Mom, wrap it up. Okay, so see that went down, this went up. Take just those little stitches out right here. Whoop, whoop. Turn it over. Do right here and here.
That's why that story also is so nice.
Uh-huh.
It's great for taking.
Lay it flat. And now if we're going counterclockwise, this is the way around. It's this one when you push it down and you push this up. We go like this and see, we put the arrows there so you would see. You like that, Margaret? Isn't that a good idea, those arrows? Show you how to spin that around. Just spin it, baby. Whoop. Okay, so now I have to figure out which ruler am I going to use to square it up with. I could use either one.
You can use either one.
How about this one? Because it has 2 triangles. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, so then we have to put like 9.5. That looks good. So actually, I'm putting the X down this way and the X over this way. Doesn't that really helps? That works good, don't you think? And here, look at that. I have a 1/16 of an inch to tweak it. Just tweak it. Just pull it under the corners. Oh, this is good, this is good. So how am I doing, Patty?
You're doing great.
Oh, thank.
Learning a lot.
You want me to trim the
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Okay.
Patty's learning.
Okay, so this is what we learned. I'm right-handed. I can go up and across. Teresa is left-handed. She can go on the opposite 2 sides. You should get a left-handed friend. It works really good. Yeah, make a team. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. All right. And so now we did our counterclockwise. Let's turn the page. Whoop. Ah. So there we squared it all up. That's really good. And now Teresa has some of the blocks, just like Patty's. This is really funny. We wanted to do the little check just like Patty because it was so cute. And we were running all over the place looking for little blocks and couldn't find any little checks until I got home. And I found out that Patty had made twice as many little checks, and they were all at my house.
I didn't know you made 2 at a time.
Yeah. Okay, so now you just alternate your hourglasses and lay out. You do 5 rows across and 7 rows down. For how many blocks? 35. Well, when you pick up a charm pack, you should pick up 2 alike so that you have the 2 for the little medium. See the top one, the yellows and the greens? You need to have 2 5-inch squares to get those. And looking good. So you just turn the direction of the hourglass in the 2nd row. You're doing good, Teresa.
Yes, she is.
Isn't that pretty? It's really, really fun. I want to show you a little trick that Patty taught me when we were each doing the blocks. I started out making the blocks. Very, very cute. I started out making the blocks and mine got rejected. Because this is why. This was 1. What did I do? This was another one. What did I do?
Reversed.
There's not enough, there's no light in it. There's no light here and you can't really see it. It looks mushy, doesn't it? Yeah, especially on this one. It just looks mushy. So then I told Patty, you have to put background in there. And she did the little polka dots for background and the little whites. And then she taught me this little trick. I'm on page 4. She said if you want to see how your blocks are going to look before you sew them, good idea. You take one white square and lay it out, one white, and then you take your dark, what is going to be your little windmill, take one dark, fold it in half and in half. Oops, just in half and lay it down. So remember, you only need one of each for all 4 of the quarter triangles. And then take what's going to be your medium. You do need 2 squares. Fold it in one half. Put it right on top. And you see what it's going to look like. Is that a good idea? That's a very good idea. I really like that. And then see, it's just duplicated. It's just make it 4 times. So then I also tried how to use the layer cake, the little layer cake. And that was on our table runners. David, can you show that table runner again, how I did the layer cake? Yep. And we don't, so this one, thank you. So if you look at the picture, you can cut your 7 3/4 inch squares by just putting it on the corner of a layer cake. Look at the little picture. So this was a layer cake that I used. And you do have some extra fabric, but still really fun. Don't you think? That's really, really fun. So I just picked out, this is all Forever Love. I love it. Forever Love, I love it. Do you like it, Patty?
Yeah, it's something else too.
It's something else too. I did.
You mix something else in there.
I didn't try.
It's not all Forever Love, yeah.
Oh yes, I did mix it. I did mix a couple more. And some of them it's kind of really hard to say which is the darkest. But like this one, which one is the darkest? But I still thought that the red with the green, it was okay. So that's what happens whenever you start mixing up all your colors.
You can really see the pinwheel because of the value, the darkest, and then the light and the medium. This one, it's kind of dark.
Mm-hmm. Good. It's good. I like it. All right. Do you have any questions? How do we do? Cool.